My teen is so shy. Is that a problem?
Actually, this is a bigger problem than you think. Your teen doesn't feel enough. This is how they feel. And now the first mistake I see people doing is like, oh, you should talk to someone, or let's talk about it. Why you should feel enough? It doesn't work that way. Let's talk about it. So why this is such a big problem is that the teen did not find their identity yet. They're not confident. They do not know how life truly works. They don't know where they belong in the world. They don't know how to manage their emotions, how to think about the world. And through shyness, they are trying to hide, and in the same time, they are trying to be seen. So I repeat this because it's very important to understand. They're hiding from the world, but they want to be seen. And this is why these teenagers will become young adults that narcissistic behavior will prey on. Or they are trying to bypass this particular problem that have, and they become the narcissists, depending on their archetype. So this goes nowhere. This deepens and deepens and deepens the problems. Either other people prey on them, or they learn to bypass and pretend they have it all figured out. You understand what issues come up from this? All of them. Every issue out there comes up from it. So, what's the solution? What is the solution? Is to give them all the keys of life, all of them, from the beginning, everything about life from the start. Now, they're not going to get it immediately, 100%, nobody does. But they will have it 50%. And then as they apply this information about how life truly works, about where they belong in the world, about emotional balance, about this particular condition of not healing enough. As they become more and more confident, then they are not going to get in problematic situations or even anxiety and depression, which is very possible. So we do this through our program called Teenager Transformational Formulas, where the teen is learning everything about life from scratch, everything. But we do ask the parents to learn with them so they can apply this game of life properly with their teenagers until the teenagers is able to apply it by themselves. You see, if the parent plays one game and the teenager plays another game, then it is another friction and another confusion for the child. But if they both play the same game, you just need to introduce them to the right game of life as parent, and they're going to get it from that point. Do not take this lightly. I have seen cases where this ended up to be an existential threat for the teenager. And I took that as a person who did not want to live before the age of 19. I was that person. I had this problem. Be careful how you approach this, because if you approach it by bypassing it, if you approach it by talking directly about it, it's not going to solve anything. They need skills. They need secrets of life on their back to practice, to be able to move through that. It's not regular talk. It doesn't work that way. They're just going to ignore it or bypass it. So be very careful, because if you don't know how to approach it properly, this is an issue. For any other questions you have, make sure you go to mychallenges.org for your free answer.